Hello my beautiful drone flying friends. So today we're going to talk about how to get your drone off a roof using this stuff. This video is based on an article on droneflyingpro.com, so go check out that article. I'll leave the link in the description. Let's get on with the video. I think it is something that I have worried about over and over again, which is, will my drone get stuck on a roof? It is terrifying flying over things. And you know, in the early stages of owning a drone, when you're not super comfortable with how things work and, oh, my beard's a little bit off there, just sort that out. But yeah, if you're not super comfortable with flying a drone, or you're not super comfortable with the kind of limits of your own skills, you can end up in situations where your drone is going to end up in a tree, on a roof, somewhere where it shouldn't be. So in this video, we're going to go over the 3 things that I think you can do which are safe, and also the things that you shouldn't do, even if you are panicking a little bit. All right, let's get into the first one. So trespassing laws are a very important thing to consider. I don't know what it's like where you live, but in Australia, where I live, the trespassing laws are relatively strict. You know, don't go onto private property unless you're invited, is the general rule. Whereas I know in the United States, there are some places where you can protect your home. And so the last thing you want is to be injured in any way from a fall from another person by, yes, trespassing. So make sure you've got permission to go onto the property of wherever your drone is stuck. So the first thing that is obvious, and it's almost a little bit embarrassing to include it in this video, but it's a ladder. Including this just means that you are aware that you can just get up onto a roof with a ladder. It seems obvious, right? But you have to make sure that you are not climbing. Like, you're not scrambling or bouldering or literally free climbing up the side of a house, a tree or something, because it is pretty dangerous, no doubt about it. So the first thing is get a ladder, make sure the ladder is on solid ground, and if it's a lean-to, that it's not too far out, the feet are fairly firmly placed, and you have someone at the bottom of the ladder to stabilize it for you. That will allow you to get up securely, safely onto a roof or a sloped or flat roof, and it can save you a whole host of problems. And if your drone is stuck on someone else's roof, quite often they have ladders which will reach their roof, because as a homeowner you do get up and do things like empty the gutters, which is gross, but it is something you do, and you do have to have a ladder for. So if your drone is stuck on someone else's roof, knock on the door and ask if they have a ladder. They'll much prefer that than you damaging their property by scrabbling up the side of their house or jumping via a tree. The second thing, and it's my probably preferred way, is using a fishing rod. A fishing rod in some form. Now, this is a collapsible fishing rod. It gets massive. Look at this. And so with this, without any line even, I can actually reach the top of a roof with no issue whatsoever. It keeps on going. I think this is about a 7-foot pole. And yes, these are relatively inexpensive. And the good thing is a lot of people have these lying about. So if you need to get something, oh shit, from a roof, you can use a fishing rod without any line or anything, and it's probably my preferred way because fishing rods are sturdy, they bend, they flex, and they're probably not going to do any damage to the roof. And obviously you need to be able to see the drone to be effective with a fishing rod. Yes, easy done. But if you can't see it, a fishing rod can also be used with some line. So here is my fishing line. I used it this weekend actually. I caught some fish and ate it. It was delicious. That was down in Middleton in South Australia. Go Google Maps that. But using some line and the smallest weight you can find. This is, I don't even know what it is. It's a tiny, tiny weight that you could use to get the line up past the drone and then slowly reel it in. And like I said, this is great if you cannot see the drone at all. And making sure you use the lightest weight possible. So this is used for flotation and it's absolutely tiny. It's got a bit of weight to it, but nothing crazy. This just means that if you do actually hit your drone, the worst you're going to do is kind of like chip the paint, or you're going to give it a superficial damage. The issue if you use anything bigger than this is that you will end up just damaging the drone, damaging the tiles on the roof, damaging anywhere when this lands. So no one wants that. No one wants a cracked roof. So use a lightweight, and obviously a fishing line means you can just reel it in. And the great thing is you can just try over and over again. One thing I've done is cast a line completely over the house and then pull the line with a friend off, and it kind of drags everything, including the drone, off the roof. So yes, having a fishing line, having a rod, a collapsible rod, I'll go the opposite way, this is quite fun, does mean that you'll be able to get your drone without damaging the drone, the roof, or hurting yourself. You're not even going up to heights. Love it. The third way, and it's probably the preferred way, is to call a professional who has working from height clearance. Now, the working from height thing just means that, some places have rules and regulations on whether or not you're allowed to get up onto a roof. So you can't just call anyone to get up, because after a certain height, I think it's about 2 meters, you need to have a working from height clearance. So you can actually contact someone who works on roofs. And so here's a list. It's solar panel cleaners, it's antenna installers, it's tree loppers, it's roofers, clearly, because they're up on the roof all the time, and chimney cleaners. So all of those people have got working from heights clearance. And yeah, they will just come along, get on your roof, no problem, grab the drone and leave. And look, considering these drones can be thousands of dollars, spending a couple $100 to make sure your drone is collected safely and you're not putting anyone at risk is fantastic, in my opinion. And the fourth way, which I do not recommend, is to use a drone to get your drone. Now, if you're in a sort of position where you've got 2 drones, then you're risking 2 drones being stuck. Now, it is fun. There is no doubt. Now, I've seen plenty of YouTube videos where they fly their drone over and they try to pick up the drone, but it is fun. It looks awesome, but you do risk having 2 drones stuck on a roof. So yeah, you could try that. And I think they sort of attach some fishing line and a hook or grappling hook, and they just try to hook it and get it off. And it does work most times, as long as the drone that you're using to fish out the stuck drone is bigger, because there's a weight limit to which drones you can use based on the power of the motors. So I wouldn't do that because I'm not game enough, but maybe it would work for you, and maybe you want a little bit of an adventure trying to get your stuck drone off a roof with another drone. While we're on this subject, here's some things that you shouldn't use. You shouldn't use water, clearly, because even if it's stuck in some gutters and you feel like I can wash it down, it is a small electronic thing. Do not put water anywhere near it. Do not climb. Like, all of the injuries that happen from collecting a drone come from someone climbing. If you can, fashion something to get it, which is why I love a fishing rod, because it's kind of pre-made for you. But if you can get some rope, if you can do anything other than physically go and grab the drone, that is probably going to be your best bet. And Casey Neistat did it amazingly on the rooftops of New York with his drone, which I absolutely loved to watch. It was just a grappling hook. I think he used a coat hook that he fashioned into a grappling hook and then sort of fished it off, which is brilliant. And lastly, don't throw stuff. Throwing stuff, no matter how light you think it is, could in fact damage the drone, the things around it. Don't do any of that. Just stick to the techniques I've talked about here, and your drone will return safely with no injuries caused. Let me know in the comments what you would add to that list. There's my quick rundown on getting your drone off a roof. Yes, Let me know what you think, and I shall see you in the next video. If you're new to this channel, please remember to subscribe and hit that bell notification because it means a lot to me. And also, you will get all of the best drone tips, techniques, and secrets straight into your feed. So subscribe and I shall see you there.